Alright, hello again ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Wynn in Magical Diary Wolf Hall. So we have started the initiation for freshman initiation. We are halfway through the week, which I'm glad it turned out that way, that we can do one approximately 30-minute episode per half a week. So yeah, I'm a little bit out of breath because I just ran back up my stairs after tending to my cat and getting myself a glass of water, so my voice doesn't give out midway through my my recording. But let's get back right into it. I wasn't surprised by the knock on the door. I expected William to drop by. Whoops. Okay, let's try this again. I wasn't surprised by the knock on the door. I expected William to drop by. I did not expect to see him quite so worn. Hey, are you okay? He sighs. It's nothing you need to worry about. He smiles, but his heart's not in it. So, freshman, have you completed your task? I hand over the sheet of paper with my answers. He looks over it and smiles. Not bad. Anyway, that's probably the last you'll see of me for a while. Gotta set things up for the finale. You can still come and find me if you got any problems, of course, but I won't be giving you any more tasks. Take care. He leaves me to get ready for my day. Really? Aw. Red magic class. Yes, red magic class. Someone knocks on my... Wait, hold on. How... What did I get? I gained 4? Okay, let's go. This going to be another senior? Open it. There's only one way to find out. It's her! Outside I find Barbara, the quiet girl from Snake Hall. Ah, hi. Were you looking for me? She hands me a folded piece of paper. I open it up. The cursive handwriting takes me a moment to turn into words. But then I read, I need William Danson's socks. What? She stares at me. William's socks. Is this for an initiation task? She nods, a quick jerk of emotion. So, why are you asking me? I know she can talk. For some reason she just doesn't want to. I guess because I'm William's freshman you thought I could help. She looks at me, expectant and silent. William's socks? I wouldn't know how to break into his room and steal them even if I wanted to. I'd have to go and ask him for them. I can offer my own socks. Oh, I want to agree to ask William. I know I'm a nice guy who just capitulates to the whim of any pretty girl in this game. Oh, hold on. Hide. Can I? There we go. Okay, good. What is the save going to be? The save is going to be, socks? Okay. Save. There we go. Cool. We got socks. Offer my own socks. Well, I can't give you William's socks, but I can give you mine. Socks are socks, right? I mean, maybe not for you girls, if you have cute little lacy ones or something. I look down at her feet. Under her leggings, it almost looks like she wears no socks at all. But in the shadow of her shoes, I can just glimpse whisper-thin black ankle socks. Yeah, those are definitely not my socks. I'll bet William wears chunky white socks like me, so it should be fine. She's thinking about it, I think. I'll even give you extra smelly used socks to prove they're a guy's. Barbara snickers quietly and then nods and holds out her hand. I duck back into my room, stick my head under my bed, and fish out a couple of socks I haven't found the laundry pile for yet. She doesn't flinch at all when I hand them to her. Well, they're not really that bad as socks go. They haven't had long to ferment. She bobs her head to me and then walks away without saying anything more. I guess she's happy at least. I want to see what the other option is, but I feel comfortable with how this turned out. I'm just going to roll with it. Ah, it's Professor Grabiner! When Professor Grabiner arrives for class, we're all waiting quietly in our seats. He proceeds to walk to the front of the class, looks down at his desk, and frowns. He picks up a folded piece of pink paper and glares at it as if it had been a cockroach in his pudding. Unfolding it gingerly, he begins to read aloud. Let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impediments. Love is not love, which alters when it Excuse me, what? Okay, hold on. I need to prepare myself for this prose. Let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impediments. It's funny, I had speech impediment on the word impediment, but regardless. Love is not love, which alters when alteration finds. Wait, isn't that Shakespeare? Why is he quoting Shakespeare? Did someone write him a love letter? How profoundly unoriginal. There are a few giggles, quickly smothered by his gaze as it sweeps the classroom. Would the author of this little missive care to identify him or herself? Considering his reputation, who would write a love letter to Hieronymus Grabiner? That Raven girl, maybe? To my surprise, it's the blonde girl who stands up. It's mine, sir. Ah, Miss Middleton. And do you expect me to be flattered by your childish affections? What? But it's not. 10 demerits in detention this Saturday. I can explain for initiate. I am not interested in your excuses. In the interest of avoiding further disruption to today's lesson, I think it's best you leave the classroom now. Perhaps by tomorrow you'll have had time to think about your actions. Her face crumples damply and then she leaves the... Poor Ellen! Oh my goodness. I'm not sure that was fair. Red Magic class success. We have already discussed the use of force to move air and cause a breeze. The next step is directing force to push a solid object. Pushing is a blunt and diffuse force. You might apply pressure to a door, but a push spell cannot turn a handle to open it. You might use this spell to knock an item off a shelf that is too high for you to reach with your hands. And if you are standing under that shelf, you might knock the object directly onto your own head. Always consider the consequences of force. If you push a box ahead of you into a river, what would you expect to happen? The box would get wet and then be swept away by the current. You might also push a dangerous creature away from you if it cannot brace itself, but after that push, how will it react? Consider that before you attempt to push around something larger and more powerful than yourself. Cool. I learnt a new spell. Push. Shove a target 1 square in the direction chosen by the caster. I like these bits of dialogue about each one of these spells. It turns something as simple as push a target 1 square into consider the ramifications of your actions. If you push an object from a ledge that is above you, it might fall on top of your head. It's so simple, but it works. Alright. After the day's activities, we're all called together into the gym again. Just freshmen, at first, flocking together in confusion and murmuring about the strange tasks we've done all week. I remember this from the first game. I remember what's going to happen here. If it's the same in this game, I'm not going to ruin it for you guys. Then we hear the sounds of heavy boots marching in step. Thud, thud, thud. Bow down, look up, don't turn your back to me. Lower, lower, you're too tall. After a few minutes, we're all lying flat on our backs on the floor. And that's when William takes the stage. Welcome, freshmen. It's time for the final phase of your initiation. Corina will be passing out the blindfolds. Please put them on. A long-haired Snake Senior tiptoes around the room, delicately placing a strip of black fabric in the hands of each freshman. So far, this initiation process has been odd and occasionally irritating, but not dangerous, just as William promised. The worst that's happened is the girl who got detention, and that hurt her feelings, but nothing more. Well, the worst that I know of, anyway. Blindfolds, though, suggests that things are about to step up a notch. Is this really alright? Blindfold yourself, let's do it. William hasn't given me any reason to doubt him so far. Now that I can't see, I'm less aware of what's going on, but more aware of my own discomforts. This floor is hard. I hear people moving around the room, whispering, giggling, a faint yelp of outrage quickly smothered. Just what are they doing? I wait. Eventually I feel a hand touching my shoulder. Up you get! Careful now! I climb to my feet. I know there's at least one person nearby from the voice, but no idea who or where. I could be surrounded, I don't know. For your own safety, do exactly as I tell you. Walk forward, slowly. With no guide other than this unseen voice, I'm made to turn and move and stop and turn again. It's surprisingly stressful. Still, I never walk into any walls, and I can hear someone opening and holding a door for me as I go outside. I am being looked after, but where are we going? There you are. Last one for this batch. Step up. Up? Careful now, don't hit your head. I feel a hand on top of my head guiding me into a van. Sit down, hold still, and I'll strap you in. Blindfolded and strapped down in a van. It's like the kidnappings my parents used to warn me about, but this is a school activity. The van starts up and drives away. I'm not sure how many people are in here with me. Someone turns on the radio, probably to discourage conversation. Well, it's not like we're helpless here. My hands aren't tied. I left the blindfold just a tiny bit to peek around. And see absolutely nothing. Someone's cast a magical darkness spell inside the van. I suppose I should have seen that coming. Light would be easy enough to create, but then it would be obvious I was cheating. I'll just have to wait. Whew, at last we arrive, and are carefully unbuckled and ushered out to our feet. Surprise! Yeah, there we go. Where are we? A lake. Well, they call it a pond, officially. Laughing Pond. But that just means it's not as big as some lakes get. The important thing is how you completed your initiation. So now it's time for the party. Groups of students lounge around by the lakeside. Seniors and freshmen mingling freely. Long tables are stocked with streaming metal buffet dishes. There's barbecue and cookies, equipment for games, and you can even swim if you like. No alcohol, local laws. I did know that much about the States. Also, to commemorate your experiences, each freshman receives a gift from their senior. He hands me a small box. Inside I find a leather bracelet with a rough wolf's head carving as its central stone. Oh, thanks. You're welcome. I've got to make the rounds for a bit, but enjoy yourself. This party is for you freshmen, after all. He's always friendly, but always so busy. I look around. Everyone else is here. Well, everyone in the freshman and senior classes. Nearby I spot Luke and Logan with their senior. Excuse me? You were, less masculine the last time? The butterfly notices my attention and smiles at me. Well, tell me, what's my name, freshman? The voice has completely changed, but the intonation is the same. So this is what the twins meant. Blaze? Not gonna make a guess with lady or sir? That's taking the easy way out. Technically initiation's over, so we don't have to do that anymore. Ha, clever! More than we were. I can say and talk. Okay, hold on. We're definitely doing a save. Save, yes. Still called socks. I want to mingle with others. I want to see my options. Waving to the guys, I head out in search of other people I know or wish I knew. I see Big Steve standing with Raven from Snake Hall. Her hallmate Barbara is following Angela Krish and looking quite pleased with herself. I can't see Donald anywhere at the moment, but... Who the heck are you? Instead, I run into Virginia, who's clinging to her roommate's hand and eyeing the nearby seniors with great suspicion. So he's, with you. Virginia, this is Damien. Damien, my roommate, Virginia. William's sister. That's right. And I assume you two already know each other? Balthazar. Damien? Good week? It's alright. Balthazar, he was just telling me about his, begonias? Why don't you two talk about that while... Oh, hi Charles! Hello? Why don't you boys stay and talk while Ellen and I get some food? But, you know how much I love dessert. Oh yeah, she loves dessert. With an apologetic backward glance, Ellen allows herself to be dragged away, leaving me with two seniors I've never even met. However, the Toad Senior doesn't at all seem bothered by this changing audience. Now, as I was saying, the barley can be fertilized effectively with human urine. Oh boy! Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I think I just scared away my cat. My cat was on my lap just now. And I think I just scared her away. I'm sorry, Tallulah. I'm sure she'll forgive me. There's something about talking a lot that kind of blocks my nose, like literally. Yeah, I don't know how well you can hear it. My microphone definitely picked it up, but you also have to deal with background noise, and I can't tell how the video is going to sound. I know it's going to sound good. I'm not sure about the crackle though. I will need to do a look through one of these entire episodes to see if the crackle is still there. Anyway, I need to go look for my senior. I hurry away. I kind of do want to have a chance to speak with Damien, to be honest. Well, there's plenty of people to talk to and free food and games, and the weather is nice. It's not hard to have a little fun. I spend the afternoon relaxing by the lakeside. Okay, so I met Damien, and I met, Balthazar? Okay. On Saturday morning, someone knocks on my door. Probably William, coming to see what I thought of initiation. I nearly slip on the mail already lying on the floor. It's my weekly allowance, and a card inviting me to take tea with Professor Grabner tomorrow. Really? Probably my parents' idea. Anyway, I'll deal with that later, but now... Greetings, Charles. We've come to invite you to the mall. Because you didn't come last week, so now we have to show you around. Okay, I guess. Is Donald coming? He's got detention again. How do you manage that? I believe it had something to do with a potted plant and a senior from Toad Hall. Probably better not to ask. Come on. There are vans out front. We don't have to be blindfolded to go to the mall, do we? Thankfully, no. Students line up outside the school waiting for a free seat in one of the shuttle vans that are travelling to and from the mall. Everyone is still in uniform. I believe we've read this already. While not officially in this timeline, we've read this as one of the alternate options. So we'll skip this until I find something that I think is the same. Yep, only one level to the mall. Until we find something that's different. I hope it's okay we brought you out. I didn't think you should be cooped up on a Saturday. It's fine. So what's worth seeing? What would you consider worthwhile? Ha! There's not much, right? There's the food court and a video arcade and not much else. I heard there was a store for enchantments. Yep, that'll be the item shop. That's the fun part. What do I want to do at the mall? Let's do window shopping. What did this do? Just reduces my stress by 3. Okay. Games arcade. What goes on here? Let's play a dance game. Sure. Dance game. Wait, hold on. Flirty. It's a natural match for me. I have good sense of rhythm and I enjoy showing off. My strength is increased by 1. Okay, so because I'm flirty, my strength is increased. Cool. Let's go with it. I still have 5 stress, but it's fine. I think... I don't know where I remember this, but I think stress is okay up until like around stress level 30. If the mechanics are the same from the previous game. But anyway. Hieronymus Grabner has invited me to tea in his rooms. It's hard to decide how to think about him, how to address him. When it came up in conversation, which is not often, my parents always used his full name. Not just any Grabner. That Grabner. Using his first name at all would be too familiar. I'm not sure most students even know what it is. but Professor Grabner feels wrong to me as well. That isn't his whole identity, and it's certainly not why I'm visiting him now. Why is it showing me a picture of his bed? Grabner's rooms are just that, a set of rooms in Old English style, or at least more Old English than the rest of Irish Academy. 4 poster bed, bookshelves, and other furniture in dark wood. Sorry, 4 poster bed, not 4 poster bed. He's had more than enough years to adapt this place to his own design. I wasn't sure if he was serious about the tea, but he has his tray set out with a silver teapot, scones, and thick pastry cubes that must be miniature beef Wellingtons. So, okay, I know my fellow Britlanders up in the north. Okay, listen, fellow northern Britlanders. You guys are confused about tea. I'm just gonna say this, as a Londoner. You guys are confused about tea. Tea is a thing that you drink. And dinner is, you can have tea and dinner, but here's a question for you. Can you ever have dinner during tea? How does that work for you guys, right? Like, you need to tell me how that works out. But, honestly, I'm just mad that, I didn't understand what you meant when you said, hey, do you want to come out for tea? And then you invited me out to a full course meal. I thought you just really enjoyed my company. Anyway. Yeah, beef Wellingtons. At home, any gathering would begin and end with coffee, but my family training has included at least some familiarity with the British afternoon tea. Unsurprisingly, he is buried in a book when I make my entrance. Ah, there you are. I have the feeling he isn't sure how to address me either. Neither of us wants to get into the habit of using names that would be hard to explain. So, how are your studies progressing? Shouldn't he have a good sense of that already as a professor? But I suppose he needs my viewpoint. I say that I have learnt a few things. Everything's going great so far. He sips his tea. Well, this week you've experienced the hallowed Irish Academy tradition of freshman initiation. What did you think of it? You were a bit unfair to Ellen. Well, I think you were unfair to that girl with the love letter. You shouldn't have punished her like you did. She's a freshman and a wild seed. Of course she'd do what her senior ordered. The school told her to obey. Why would she know better? That situation has been dealt with. It was a misunderstanding in this particular circumstance. Miss Middleton's case aside, it is a common initiation prank for a freshman to be made to proclaim their love for me. The very thought of which fills them with horror and dismay. They think this is funny. It can't be very pleasant for him to think that people are being tortured by the idea of pretending to like him. I will not be used as an instrument of comedy. The freshmen don't know what's a common prank. They haven't had a chance to learn. Next year's freshmen won't know anything about what punishment you might even have out this year. If you want to punish someone, punch the seniors. They're the ones who should know better. You overstep yourself. Well, for an ordinary student, maybe. But you invited me to tea. That means society rules apply. And my family name obviously outranked his, and he knows it. Yes, give my compliments to your parents when you next contact them. I thought you were contacting them. Do you think they would entrust their only son's welfare entirely to me without verification? To use whatever channels they seem appropriate. Write to them if you must. They expect to hear from you. Considering that this man probably hasn't spoken to his own family in 10 years. You know what? I want to go back and redo that choice. Okay. Because I understand Gravener's point of view, to be honest. Like, the first thing that came to my mind is, yeah, he probably gets proclaimed this a lot. I'll say it was a lot of fun. I think we had a pretty good time overall. Lots of silly things happened, which makes memories. And no one's going to object to the party it gets. So, you consider this to be a worthwhile practice? Sure, why not? Perhaps you should say as much to your parents when you next contact them. I thought you were. There we go, yep. Alright, I finished my tea. At the end of the week, I have the chance to review the things I've learned to make preparations for the future. Spellbook. Okay. We have 2 red magic. We have push and we have breeze. So, I know there are, when the exams happen, and who knows, maybe even outside of exams, there'll be moments where there are like skill checks. And depending on how high your skills are, you get different outcomes if you pass or fail those skill checks. And in the previous game, that affected the story a good amount. So I want to try to figure out what these skill checks are in this game. I probably won't do it all on video. I'll probably be playing this offline after the first playthrough that I do online. And try to figure it out from there. But we'll see what goes on with this. Alright, let's go. We have Breeze, Light, Diagnosis, Inspection, Spirit Sense. So we can shove, we can move air around ourselves. Spirit Sense, detect nearby sentience, including ghost creatures, so we can see ghosts. That's good. We can inspect ghosts as well. I do definitely feel like black magic is going to be worthwhile. Okay, let's close this. Let's check our stats here. So we have 6 in red, 3 in white. I think this week we're going to be working on white. We don't have anything here to do. Tea with the Professor, Lakeside Party. Okay, close. Done. Alright. Uh-oh. I think this is a great place to end the episode. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you in the next episode.